Political party plus big tech equals power. Welcome to the Jack Jones Show. Trump's Capitol Hill protest was hijacked by domestic terrorists this week, and let's not shy away from that phrase, because that's exactly what they are. Terrorists. They stormed the Capitol to induce terror. Now this came after Donald Trump at the time led a peaceful rally and told his supporters that I know everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Now, here at the Jack Jones Show, in our beautiful headquarters at Mount Doom, with all of the other conservatives, Ben Shapiro's here, we said during the Black Lives Matter protests that political violence is never justified. We were then branded racist, surprise, surprise. We were told that sometimes political violence is justified if you want to enact change, and the Democratic Party agreed. Let's run the tape.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there is unrest in our lives.
You see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
The same people who condone political violence for Black Lives Matter now act like Trump asking for a peaceful protest and having it hijacked by terrorists means Trump's Hitler. Now, I love this photo. It sums up the double standard perfectly. Oh, the city's burning, but it's a peaceful protest. I mean, they're tearing down statues, but it's okay because they're supporting a cause that they believe in. Now, these people hold what benefits them above the concept that political violence is wrong, which is terror. Big tech, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Apple, Amazon, who didn't ban these Democrats inciting violence over the riots of the last few years, saw the Capitol Hill raid and immediately mobilized and declared war on President Trump and free speech. It was a coordinated attack because they all moved at the same time. And they all move at the same time because they have more power if they move as one. Twitter, Facebook and YouTube all blocked Trump's accounts. Apple and Google banned Parler, and Amazon removed Parler's web hosting. Now, I understand that they're private companies. I get that. But big tech's reason for censorship is the exact same as the Democrat reason for impeachment. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook owner, wrote that Trump had been blocked due to involving the use of our platform to incite a violent insurrection against a democratically elected government. Now, the reasons were nearly identical across the board for big tech and all the other companies, YouTube, Twitter, Google, Apple, because it's clear that we now live in a world where a politician can disavow political violence and specifically call for peace and be banned by big tech, while his opponents can brazenly incite violence with no consequence. We live in a world where a group of companies can restrict the flow of information, restrict freedom of speech, and can enforce the same rules differently for different people and different political parties. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a world like that. Governments across the world need to stand up to these bullies. They need to enact laws to restrict the power that big tech have over the flow of information and restrict their ability to enforce the same rules differently for different people and different parties. Because if this can happen to the presidents of the United States, then it can happen to you.